everyone, Gilcuba here, and today we'll be talking about a new topic about an event that was my favorite event, which became my most hated event, and now it became my second most favorite event, which is 2x2. So in today we'll be talking about CLL. So CLL is a method. Let me quickly do an example. Let me move my timer first, in which you build a layer. In this case, it's already built somehow. So a layer, and then you do one of 42 algorithms. Technically it's 40 because 2 is PLL, which is a Y perm or T perm. So this case is a T case, very easy. So yeah, that's one of 40 cases, or 42 if you like to say. So there are many subsets that you can learn, like many sets. I think there are 6 or 7. So there's soon, there's anti-soon, there's H, pi, U, T, and L case. I think I forgot H as well, but yeah. So H is easy to learn because there's only 4 algorithms, whereas the rest has 6. And then PLL, which is a T perm or Y perm, but I use a J perm, which is easier to execute because it's a lot faster. Then that is 42 in total. So I learned CLL in around less than a month actually. I think it was like 3 weeks. I started end of December, like 25th on Christmas. I decided to put some dedication into this event because I got this, the Cubicle Pro YJ MGC, so I might as well put some effort in and learn CLL. So yeah, I started off learning H. I think I finished the entire set in one day because it's like really easy. Then I moved into other cases. So yeah, that's a quick introduction to what CLL is and how I approached it. In the next section, we'll be talking about how to learn CLL and tips on learning CLL. In this section, we'll be exploring how to approach CLL because it is very intimidating seeing 42 algorithms being thrown at you when you just first start 2x2 and just finish Ortega, which is like 5 algorithms to learn, and it's completely nothing compared to CLL. So CLL isn't that hard in my opinion. It's just up to dedication and effort. I remember trying to learn CLL back in 2014, and I think I learned pi, soon, and H, and then I just gave up because there wasn't a motivation. So CLL, you definitely need to put in some motivation. You do need the motivation and dedication into learning this if you want to improve at 2x2. So CLL, you can easily sub 4. Even if you get bad cases, you can easily sub 4.5. But it's mainly just about how you build a layer. And recognition is not that hard because it's basically just they're all the same almost. It's just looking at opposite and same, or if it's just a different color. Okay, so here we'll be teaching you how to learn CLL and what I advise you to learn first, and which cases you should learn, and where to find algorithms. So I learned CLL off Chris Olsen's site, which is sciotheking.com, which I put up on the top right now. So on his website, there are a bunch of different algorithms. So what you want to do is you want to pick the algorithm that best suits you to learn, because some may be short but hard to finger trick, some may be longer but just a lot of triggers like sexy moves or sledgehammers. So yeah, we'll get into which cases you should learn first. So I recommend you to learn H set because H set is really fast to learn, and the recognition is so easy, and there's only 4 cases. So I reckon you can nail that down in one day. Right after H, I advise you to learn pi because pi is pretty easy to recognize as well, just mainly by looking at top. And then you want to move on to something like either T or L case because those two are connected. They're kind of like brothers. If you do an L case, you'll get to a T case, most likely. If you do a T case, you'll most likely get into an L case. So those is starting to get into the more advanced section of recognition. But the algorithms are all pretty easy to finger trick. I'll have a finger tricking video at the end of the video. So yeah, after you finish with L, then you go into T. That's my advice because T is super easy to do. It's just kind of more of like mirror, whereas L is different algorithms. Right after those, I recommend you to go into U. To be honest, U cases I struggled on the most because like the algorithm didn't really work out for me. So then it was kind of hard to finger trick and work out the best way to execute it. After I finished with U, like right now, I still sometimes have trouble recognizing fast on U cases. After I finish with U, move on to soon. Soon is really easy, and if you can do soon, it's you can do anti-soon. But anti-soon is a bit harder because you need to start off with a setup move. For example, let's say this case, like you can't just execute here. So in this case, for example, I say it's opposite and it's same here, so I can do U2 instead of just doing it here and then do the algorithm. So that's the only part that's actually confusing on CLL. And you may be like at the moment, oh, how do I practice CLL? Because I'll build a layer and I'll get a different case when I've only learned like 2 algorithms. So what you do is there's a website called CLL Trainer. I'll put this link in the description. So what you do, you just select CLL, as you can see, and then there's just a bunch of cases. There's soon, there's pi, there's L, there's U, everything. Or there's any case if you've learned everything and you're just trying to nail all your algorithms. So let's just do H, for example, and we'll press get random case. It will come out here, and then you'll see this case, and then you'll do it. So in this case, it's just this case. So it's very easy to use, and this actually helped me recognition the most. So yeah, it's pretty good. So okay, this is how I learn CLL. Every day, I would do 1 or 2 algorithms, depending how I'm feeling. Sometimes 3, maybe 1 during the morning when I wake up, like when I have nothing to do in the morning. So then you actually have time throughout the day to practice cubing and practice that algorithm that you just learned. And at night, when I do my other cubing sessions, because I have 2 sessions a day, morning and night, usually. At night, I would learn the other algorithm, then try not to forget it when I sleep and wake up the next day, and just kind of repeat. And then, so how you want to learn CLL now is, for example, you just learned the algorithm. Let's just do soon. You just want to keep drilling it, just doing it on the spot until you get back to its solve state, like this. So approaching CLL is honestly not that hard. Like I said, you need motivation. So what I did to keep myself from getting bored and not and giving up on CLL is, I'll say to myself every day, it's better to learn this sooner or later. Otherwise, in the future, if I want to get into 2x2, then there's really no point using Ortega and not getting that fast. Even though you can get pretty fast with Ortega, if you can one look your first 2 layers, something like that, or first 2 sides. And I just said to myself every day that I'm almost done. I finished this set. I have another set to go, and I just kept on counting down. And I had a note, like I had a note section on my phone, which I would write out all the CLL cases. Not really write out all of them, but like HT, and then I would do like 1 out of 6, 2 out of 6, and then just keep ending on. And then right now, it's just all completed and just sitting there. So it's a pretty good achievement finishing it. But I have to admit, CLL is harder to learn than OLL on 3x3, because OLL it's always a different case, different recognition. Whereas CLL, you're looking at colors, and sometimes you do get confused. Like let's see an example. U case, there's 2 cases that are really hard to not really hard, but it's kind of hard to recognize. So yeah, that's how I approach CLL and learnt it all, and how you should learn it. But obviously everyone has different ways to learn it. So in the next section, we'll be talking about hardware and finger tricking and layer building. In this section, I'll be talking about hardware. So my current main is a YJ MGC 2x2 Cubicle Pro version. The reason I chose this to be my main was because I have Diane. I think I have 5 Dianes. They're all plastic. So like 3 of them broke, because the inside and the corner stock broke. So unfortunately, I only have like 2 left. One's really battery smooth, which I can still use as my main, and the other one just isn't as good. But after I got a magnetic 2x2, I might as well just use this. So some 2x2 recommendations I recommend you picking up is, the Diane is still good, but I don't really recommend it. This is actually really good. The magnets, it's like $10 or something, or 15 from speedcube.com.au. The magnets are pretty strong, and the colors are pretty good. But as you can see, it's kind of light. It's kind of thin plastic. so you can see through it, unfortunately. But what can you expect? It's a cheap 2x2, and it has a lot of potential in it. So yeah, a $10 cube actually became my main. Cubicle Pro, I bought this on the Black Friday sale, so it was really cheap and came really quick. And this is really good. It's pretty loud, but really fast and good cube. So I recommend either this. I think the Wapo is pretty good. I've tried that once at a comp, but I kind of like this more because the Wapo is just really light and airy, and this one's got like more of a stable and not as flexible feeling onto it. Another recommendation is the Volk 2. I just ordered mine the other day from Cubist Home, so it will be coming in like the next couple of days, so that's pretty cool. The Volk 2 I've heard is really good. It's bigger than, it's 51mm, so it's bigger than most 2x2s. And it's really stable and fast and buttery from Chris Olsen's video. So yeah, I think that will be my main as well. And what's special about that one is that, so these ones, there's magnets in only the corners, so there's like one magnet here and one magnet here. The Volk 2 actually have magnets inside of these edge pieces, which makes it more special. So I picked that one up and I'll probably make a video on it. So yeah, there are many choices, but just up to your own preference. I've heard the Chew one's pretty good as well, but I've never tried that one personally. So yeah, so these are a couple of my recommendations, and hopefully you can pick one that you would enjoy to use and would use as your main. But what I recommend you do with 2x2s, because they're so cheap, buy a bunch of them, try them out, and pick out which one would be your main. In this section, we'll be talking about layer building. So layer building is actually a lot harder than a lot of people think, because you're essentially making a whole layer rather than just a face. So sometimes you can run into bad cases, but you can also run into good cases. So this is something like this is a bad case. So what I generally like to do when I find a bad case is I try to find something I can do is do a one move to make a bar. So in this case, let's just do an example. There are two choices I can do. I can do this to build that bar, but I have to do a double insertion, or I can do a one move bar, but obviously I'll be looking ahead as of what color I'll do. So for this, I see this, I can make a yellow, but then at the same time I see this is not as good for inserting, so I'll look ahead to blue as well, but blue is also really bad, so I'll work on yellow instead. So I can do a U prime, and then place on the bottom, and then R, U, R prime, U, R prime, to finish off the layer. So I'll skip, so I just had to do a J perm to permutate it. So that's like a bad case that you can run to, and the good cases are the ones with bars. So for example, let me just, oh yeah, this is another case that you can run into. It's like a diagonal, but I'm not going to be talking about anti-CLL as much here because it's pretty intuitive to do. So these two pieces are in their correct spot. So this one's a double insertion where you can do R from R prime and then insert the other one. But in this case, I'll be yellow on the top, so that's like the worst case you can possibly get. So what I'll do is I'll probably put it here and then do RU to R prime. So then this goes in, and then this one's just a I from R prime insertion. And then CLL case. And then the last case you can run into, I'll show you right now. There's actually two more cases, so I'll go right through them. So, yes, like this. You have three here, and then the last one's here. It's facing up if you're doing white. So there are two ways to insert this one in. One is the longer way, which is R, U to R prime, U prime, R, U, R prime. I think there are a faster way, but this is what I do at least. And then the other way is R2 to put this there, and then U, and then R2, U prime, R2. That's faster, but still not as fast. I messed up the CLL, but yeah. And then the last case that you can get is something like this. So you look around, you can't find any one move layers, one move bars. So you get something like this, And what you can do is it's white orange and then white orange. So you can do RU R prime to make the bar, and then hope for the best. And this will probably be a slow time, but you can make it better with your TPS. In the next part, we'll be talking about, I'll be giving some example solves, and then I'll be having a part on all of my finger tricks and all my algorithms that are used for CLL for all the 42 cases. Now we'll have some example solves to finish off, and then my algorithms and finger tricks. So here I start off, I have a bar, and by the way, these are all hand scrambles because I can't be stuffed doing actual scrambles. So this one's really easy. It's a 3-move layout. I can do U2 to build this, and then L, and then this is how I recognize this case is I see it's an L case, so it's opposite, and then this one's just a random color. So it is the normal algo that you would use. Second scramble, red's really easy. It's a 3-move layout, so it's L prime U L, and then how I recognize this one, it's a pi case. But then under the checkerboard pattern, like I just look at these colors in this case. It's on the top, so it is this case. Third scramble. If I do mess up on algorithm, I'm sorry because I can't really do it that slow on camera. So this time I have quite a big range of possibilities because I have 2 bars. Yellow doesn't look good at all though, because if I do R2, I have this, so that's worst comes worst, I'll have to do that. Green's pretty bad, so I'll look at orange and blue. Blue's bad as well, and then orange is good. So I can do U R prime, and then U, and then R prime, U R, and then got a H case. I forgot to teach you recognition. So this one is just that H, and then just a bar, like 2 vertical bars. I think that was my 4th one, so we'll work on our last example solve. Hopefully I get a hard case this time because those couple are all easy. Just gonna scramble this up a bit more. Unfortunately I did get a bar again. Okay, so we'll look at white first. White's really bad, so dealt with worst comes worst. Orange is good, so work on orange. So I can do U, R2, and then U2, and then insert that one. And then how I recognize this one is there's a red here, and then red here, so it's a U case, and then I just say if there's a vertical opposites, so it's RU2, and then yeah. So now we'll be working on our finger tricking and all my algorithms. And basically you can just use this video to learn CLL. So yeah, I hope you enjoyed this video and this has helped you to get into 2x2 more in detail, because there aren't really that many 2x2 videos. It's mainly just example solves and people's algorithms. So this video is actually how I approached it and stuff. So it's pretty detailed on how you should learn CLL and all the tips and tricks you need to get into 2x2. So yeah, I hope you enjoy this video, and I'll see you in the next video.